Petroman, 1185. What is up, Joe? Our CB. Rita, you're here. How are you? Doug Gray will be here shortly. Today I did my final shipping for 2023. I got a couple of late orders in, and so they weren't going to go out last Monday because Thanksgiving. So they went out today. I figured, Monday's where you're going to begin to see the beginning of a lot of shipping. So I think today was the day. So shipped off some fish to, hey, Bo Seaweed in the house. Shipped off some fish to Doug Gray, shipped off some fish to Biggie's. And now I am just reorganizing fish room for 2024. How are you guys doing? I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I did not go over the last couple of years. I've gone to my sister's home in Chicago, and I did not do it this year, mainly because I had so many things going on, and so I didn't go. I didn't go at all. So there you go. So I made a 16-pound turkey here. I have a couple of meals frozen away, and I've been just grazing on the turkey like a glutton that I am. So that's good. Maggie's here. I got her today. I was at Target, and they had an elk antler. Hold on. So here you go. Elk antler. There's a little marrow thing going on there. Yeah. So she was pretty happy with that. And so there you go. There you go. They do. They love antlers. And ironically, my buddies who are deer hunters, and for those of you who don't like hunting and don't like hunting deer, I'm going to tell you why it's really important. We do not have enough predators in our nation, enough areas. There are areas that do have wolves, which are a fantastic predator. The mountain lion seems to be doing just fine. But we have more deer than we know what to do with. And because of that, it damages the environment. It damages the growth of trees and wild places. Hold on. All right. Next door neighbors, they have a grandchild who is pushing cheddar cheese popcorn on me. So there you go. And she's a first grader named Paisley and loves Maggie. So there you go. There you go. And so that's fun. And yeah, good times. Just finished some laundry, and just finished doing some stuff around here. More stuff always, that's the thing. For those of you who are not homeowners, I'm not against home ownership. It's the best investment you can ever make in yourself. That being said, it's a lot of work. So over the last couple of months, I have had fire extinguishers go out. And I realized, I better go do that. So yesterday was the day I picked to do it. And so I go to Home Depot because it didn't look that busy, and it wasn't. They didn't have my brand. So I hit the local Ace Hardware. They had one in stock, so I picked that up. And I Googled and they said, hey, Target and Walmart. And I drove by the Super Walmart. I ain't going in there. So I pull up to Target. Ain't going in there either. So this morning I went out, shipped my fish, and then, it's went from there. By the way, just got a note from Kaler, and I let him know there was spam on the Fishtubers notifications page. And I know he's always looking at that. So let's see here. I got popcorn. Oh, it comes in a handy dandy bag. So I will, and it's cheddar. I like that. And pro cheddar popcorn. I'm much more of a savory guy than a sweet guy. So there you go. Yeah, so it was a nice busy week. I hope that you guys had a great time, and fish are on the way. Yeah, my Komodo dragon, by the way, their saliva is poison, everybody. Do not let them spit on you or drool on you in any way. It's a bad thing. Doug Gray in the house. It's a good group here. Let's see what else is up. Hey, Fish Family, how are you? It on Thanksgiving it got into the 60s. Today it's going to get in the lower 50s. Then starting tonight we're going to get some rain and a chance for some snow flurries in Joplin, Mo. Nothing will stick. And part of me wishes it would turn to all snow, but it's not going to stick anywhere because it's, even though it'll be cold enough outside for it to be on the grass, on the unless you're on bridges or something, ain't gonna go from there. So I'm pro a little bit of snow. I went and washed my car ahead of the snow. I have the monthly membership. 2 to 3 inches of snow there. Excellent. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I like making pie. I love pies. I love pie. So I went to where? To the grocery stores, and I don't like Granny Smith apples. Not nearly. It has the right tart, but I like a little. I like the apple to be a little firmer, and I don't find Granny Smith's firm enough. I really like cooking with Macintosh, and I couldn't find a Macintosh to save my life this year, and unfortunately. Yeah, it's Granny Smith. It's and Subarus. Them together. Do you think Granny Smith rides a Subaru? I think so. I think so. My other favorite pie apple is something you can get in sort of the northern part of the Midwest. It's called a Haroldson. Again, really hard, has a real tart taste to it, which I think makes the best apple pie, at least for me. And so I ended up buying an apple pie made probably with Granny Smith's. And it's okay. I'll tell you what, this on again, off again lady I've been seeing, she makes the best pumpkin pie I've ever had. I've always been ambivalent. There you go, Rita. That's the way it should be. Uh, Ambivalent to pumpkin pie. If it's being served, will I have pumpkin pie? Mark me down. Am I someone who is excited about apple pie? No. Do I like it better than mincemeat? Yes, a lot more. And no, made it right here in the kitchen of my home, right next to all the fish aquariums. Made it in front of me with my supervision. So there you go. I have supervision. Yes. Yeah. No, I witnessed the cooking of it, and it was very, very good. Um, it's my favorite pie is rhubarb, not rhubarb strawberry, rhubarb. And one of my grocery stores carries rhubarb, and I saw it was a lady. If you live in the Northeast, there's one of the grocery chains. I forget which one it is. They have Produce Pete, and so this was Produce Penny, and I quizzed her about rhubarb, and she said, and and she just sat there and she said, "Yeah, we stopped getting it a month ago." Uh, I love rhubarb pie. It was yeah, no relation at all. No relation, Doug. I'll tell you this. Um, we don't have a Costco in Joplin, Missouri. We're so close to Walmart headquarters. I mean, Walmart headquarters is less than an hour drive from here. And Arkansas, good luck. At least when I lived in Little Rock, no Costco. Maybe they have one now. Let me. Oh, they now have a Costco in Little Rock. They did not have one when I lived there. And actually, not far from where I used to live on Chenal Parkway. So there you go. Yeah, Sam's has the same deal with the hot dogs, and they're delicious. They're delicious. By the way, Biggies, Mark, your guppies are on the way. I sent you an email. You're getting 3 pair of the California Reds, and so enjoy those, buddy. Enjoy them. Lots of fun. And so, yeah, I have an air pump that's deciding it wants to die on me. That's the noise that you hear in the background. I guess I have to order one online and get one in the last about week or so. All of a sudden it's become louder and louder. So there you go. So it's yeah, now it's the countdown to Christmas or Hanukkah, whichever one you celebrate. And it's I may go well, I probably won't. because I have someone out of town at the office, so I really probably can't go to. My sister lives in Chicago, so it's about a 9-hour drive. Let's see what the calendar looks like. Yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. It's and even though I think there's a floating holiday, but I really took my floating holiday on Friday. So there you go. There you go. So yeah, I'm not gonna go up to Chicago for Christmas, and I don't even know if they're gonna go there. Oh, you're gonna go to see another grandchild. Excellent, Posiwi. Awesome. It's yeah, to go and sometimes my sister and her family, they do like a destination Christmas, and they may be doing that this year because they have not done it since COVID. And they had done destination, let's go to resort type Christmas, which is very cool and very fun. Not so much for me. I'm probably not going to do that. Thank you very much, Fish Fam Link. Thank you very much. And so there you go. Which is strong. My yeah, I really, by the way, really enjoy I think hey, Melvin's here. I think, by the way, if you're going to show up to a sibling's house for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate, Thanksgiving is the better one to go to because I just think it's a better thing. So it's the last time I had Christmas anywhere. I'd gone to some friend's house. That's a different deal on Christmas Day. So there you go. And and I'm all in on the whole Christmas Day thing. And but going and staying with family or friends for a couple of days, that's sort of my thing on it. And so it's even if I could go and could think I could work it, I'd probably say no, just because I think it's easier to do. Let's see what else is going on in the. Oh, there's a fish sale coming in Northwest Arkansas, coming up on uh, December. Coming up on December 9th. And I will be there. The swap meet and Christmas party. So yeah, it's going to be on setup begins at 10. Tables are $20. And they're having a party afterwards. I don't think there will be adult beverages because it's going to be at a church. Generally at churches, unless it's a Catholic church, there's usually no booze. Yeah, so 2 weeks away. So I've got to make up my mind. I have to check my schedule. We have work stuff going on, and I know our company Christmas party is the day before, and it's going to be at a casino. And probably that day, Maggie will go to daycare. So there you go. And I have not received. I'm trying to figure out. And yeah, they've not. I don't have like the complete list. Excellent, Melvin. Well, happy birthday in a week. We'll be here on Saturday, so you can hang out with us then, and we'll celebrate your birthday next week. You know what? Not a surprise. Yep, I saw that, Posiwi. I hope you had a great birthday. Melvin's harem. He's got a harem. Good times. My and I've moved enough fish over the last few weeks that I'm really able to reorganize my fish room, which is really good. December 3rd. There you go, Melvin. Mine was on October 29th, but I'm at the point now where birthdays are nice and everything, but it's not just another day. It's still special. But I celebrated mine about a month earlier in Chicago because my brother was going to be in Chicago. So went up for a couple of days. That was good. That was good. My what else do I have? Just been nice and busy, just trying to get stuff done. Hoping that just this is kind of a fun time of the year because the weather is bad enough outside that essentially you're stuck doing stuff in the house. And I always have stuff to get done. It's a never-ending process, as you guys know. It's so both Big E's and Doug Gray are getting some of the California Reds. And it's a lot of fun. He sang to you when I'm 64. He only turned 64 once. Yeah, you see, there you go. Beatles. The Beatles. By the way, where'd you guys come down on the new Beatles song? The quote unquote last Beatles song. And part of me thinks that they still have other stuff they just haven't released. But I could be wrong. It's yeah, it's a new John Lennon song, basically correct. Correct. It. I was listening on my streaming service to the new Stones album. Not necessarily really a Stones fan, fan. It's and of that era, between the Beatles and the Stones, I preferred the Beatles a little bit more. But my two favorite bands were the Kinks and the Who. Just because of their sound, I thought was a little more aggressive and real. It was really strong, and so it's even though the new Stones CD is very good. I've listened to it a few times. Very, very good. And they've modernized sort of what they do without becoming too hip for the room. And a lot of times those older acts, it's like Madonna, God bless her. She's making nothing but dance music. And I was at somebody's home and they were playing the recent Madonna stuff. And I'm just going, yeah, not necessarily my thing. And she's almost trying to be, too young. It's she should have been, as she's gotten older, basically allowed her sound to develop in a way that would make sense. Well, hopefully you turn that around and do a water change. Water changes are good. And yeah, it's and when you're dealing with especially guppies, but basically every other fish works this way as well. Lots of small feedings. It's 3, 4, 5 real small feedings. Stretch out through the day if you can do it. It's really good. Some people do 2 a days, and that's good too. I just prefer the, if I will do 2, 3 times, a day. Today I'm on, I'll do, when we're done here, I'll do feeding 2. In a couple hours, I may do feeding 3. And it's just really small feedings. Excellent, Rita. Well, there you go. And if it's a new tank, now people will disagree with me on this, and that's fine. I personally think there is a myth around cycling the aquariums. Now, that being said, when I set up a new aquarium, I usually let the heater kick in for a couple of days, get it to that temp, and obviously the water was treated when it went in. Once it hits temp, it's consistent. With guppies, I usually put in, a trio plus a pair. So 2 males, 3 females. And it's just not that big of a group. It just is not that big of a group. So in guppy type stuff, it, but I don't do the formal cycling. I swear to you, well, it's not new. It's about 8 months old. Okay, then you're cool. I saw a Fishtube channel. And this is probably about 8 months to a year ago, relatively new one. and where the fish tuber, to remain nameless, was giving out their cycling stuff, their cycling advice. And I'm going, yeah, you don't need to do that. Once your aquarium's at temp, now again, if you're gonna drop a bunch of fish in there, you're gonna be in real trouble. So lots of small feedings. Lots of small feedings. Excellent, Rita. My really kind of excited about this popcorn. I'm gonna put it in one of those gallon, freezer bags here when we're done, and have some of it for I take who out for a nice walk. And I think I'm wrapping up my. I have a couple more errands I could do, but I think I'm gonna just say heck with it. Endler's in the bathroom. He's going to do lots of small feedings. There you go. There you go. Now, Doug, you saw the Napoleon movie, right? And you liked it. You liked Napoleon. I may go, part of me just wants to. Well, at the end, we all expire. Our time is running out. Now, as someone who is a quarter French, my grandmother, her family emigrated right after the Mayflower. A lot of her ancestors did. Most of them arrived in the New World before Napoleon or immediately because of Napoleon, and quickly got to the New World to go do that. That Napoleon died of syphilis, no mention in the movie. By the way, do you know who brought syphilis back to Europe? You can pin it on one guy, Christopher Columbus. It was actually a disease that was a New World disease. And so there you go. Brought back to Europe. The Europeans brought smallpox. They brought back syphilis. So there you go. And they also sent back to Europe through Christopher Columbus sugar. That's a good question, Doug. I don't know. Sugar and potatoes and tomatoes, corn, all from the New World. All from the New World. So there you go. It's pretty exciting, isn't it? Pretty exciting all the way around. And so, yeah, the New World, and here's also what the Europeans brought here. Besides smallpox and all sorts of craziness, they brought pigs. Boar did not exist. Wild boar did not exist in did not exist in the New World. And some of them got loose, originally from Columbus, but also following with different trips over. And now we have more problems with swine than we know what to do with. So there you go. Yeah, so that Chris Columbus bacon. Yeah. You ever, by the way, speaking of wild hogs, you guys ever see the documentary on Hogzilla? It was in Georgia, some hunter shot this hog that was a monster. And it was widely believed that the hog, was a hybrid back of one of the large domesticated breeds with a wild pig. So yeah, Hogzilla. It's a thing. It's a thing. And yeah, pretty strong. Very well could be. Let me do a little I'll read you guys a little story about Hogzilla. Hogzilla even has its own Wikipedia page. Hogzilla was a notably large male hybrid of wild hog and domestic pig that was shot and killed by Chris Griffin and Alapaha, I don't know how to say it, Georgia, and alleged to be 12 feet long and weigh 1,000 pounds. It was originally considered a hoax or urban legend. The animal's remains were exhumed, and studies, forensic documentary, National Geographic Channel. The scientists confirmed that Hogzilla weighed between or around 800 pounds, was between 6'9" and 8'6" long, diminishing the previous claim. DNA testing performed, revealing Hogzilla was a hybrid of a wild boar and a domestic pig, a Hampshire thing. However, compared to most wild boars and domestics, Hogzilla is still unusually huge. So there you go. Hogzilla. I have Nat Geo. I have Disney Plus. May have to watch that again. It was fascinating. I'm all in on Hogzilla. It's and that goes back to a lot of genetics. Obviously, the wild boar and the Hampshire breed pig, domestic pig. Well, obviously they're all related. They're the same species. A lot of times when there's outcrosses like that going back generations, boom. A lot of people, when it comes to guppy breeding, they believe in doing going out and doing some sort of outcross even among the line. New series on Apple TV called Monarch. Very good. Offshoot of the 2014 Godzilla story. You get a giant beast, a man or a man in a rubber suit playing Godzilla. Count me in. I love it. I loved all the Godzilla movies. Even the ones that weren't that good. I loved them. Love them, love them, love them. And the wild beast thing is strong. Yep, Godzilla's awesome. Totally awesome. Nice. Yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon. I live, 10 minutes away from Oklahoma. I can be in Oklahoma real quick. And when I cross into Oklahoma, it is a Native American uh, reservation belonging to uh, the Quapaw Nation. So there you go. I have a buddy of mine who works for the Quapaw Nation, but he's a member of the Cherokee Nation. There you go. So the Killers of the Flower Moon, the Native American community was very interested in it. And the concern is that, that Martin Scorsese, even though obviously he's a great director, is that he was not, would be missing out on some of the perspectives of the Native community, which is probably true, even though I'm sure he did whatever he thought he could do to make that happen. So there you go. Yeah, I'm so ready for this popcorn. Yeah. And by the way, some of the, some of the treaties make 0.0 cents in 2023 America, but they're treaties that are government made with the indigenous tribes, and I have no problem going out and for the U.S. government to follow those treaties, because for years and years and years, the Native American tribes would sign the treaty, and then and then all of a sudden, the U.S. government would ignore it completely, and so I'm all in on on that, all in. Yeah, and the Native American tribes, yeah, whatever they got coming to them, I'm in favor of it, and I have no problem. And and if all of a sudden the tribes decide that they want to renegotiate deals, don't have a problem with that. Oklahoma, a great deal of Oklahoma, in fact, Tulsa, is actually in Native American land. And so there you go. Apple cider popcorn. I'd love to try that. And, and I can still remember when I was a kid, we were on a family vacation. We were pulling through a reservation in the middle of nowhere in South Dakota. And anybody who's been to South Dakota, one of the most beautiful states in the country, but there's a lot of nowhere in South Dakota. And so this was somewhere between Pierre and Rapid City. I know that's a large swath. And I remember my dad pulling in, and we filled up gas and used the restroom and got some stuff. And literally that gas station seemed to be the only business in that area. And you could just see people walking around. And my dad said this. He said, these people are great people. But here's the problem became this. The government promised to care for them, and they forced them to move to this place. And when the government says they're going to take care of you, I want you to look. This is how they take care of people. And the more I've learned, totally right. You know, it's it just, and you look at, and and those reservations are in the middle of nowhere. And it's just a recent thing where they've gotten casinos and businesses and all that stuff going on. And it's been very helpful for them. And again, I'm a huge fan of the tribes and a huge fan of the stuff that they do. So, and they're looking out for the people and all that, all the stuff, and bringing in industry and allowing economic growth to go on in the tribal areas. Great. And if they have people who want to go to a casino and drop money, fine, it's America. A lot of people love going to the casinos. I'm not necessarily Captain Casino, just being fair. I enjoy them, and but not a huge casino guy. Not a huge casino guy all the way around. I prefer, if I'm going to do the casino, is do the sports book. Just because there's some skill to it. And you go to a machine and there isn't. And I know how to play blackjack, but I'm not a great player. So there you go. Excellent. Flavored popcorns are strong. All right, crew, I got to run. See you next week. And again, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate every one of you. Adios.